Today on the Flying Target podcast, we go to one of the most beautiful places to shoot clay targets in the world with a man who is very much a part of Cypriot shooting culture, but has his roots firmly here in South Africa. Stylianou, welcome to the Flying Target podcast.
Thanks, Andre. Great pleasure. Thank you for inviting.
Your shooting journey started in South Africa. Tell us a little bit about where it started for you and your Uncle Jack and your dad shooting in the Free State.
Wow, you're going back in time now. Big, long time. It was in Velkom, I remember, okay? And there was a small shooting club next to Flamingo Pan. Now we're going back, Andre, must be 80, 81, okay? And there was a Skeet layout and a down the line layout, and we'd go there on Sunday afternoon and shoot a few targets. And I'd wait for, the older guys, my dad, my uncle, and everybody else to finish shooting, and then have a couple of shots. And then it just went from there. It just went from there.
And the Stylianou name is well plastered on uh, boards of winning all around. I mean, I've got some photos from the Mako shooting range where your uncle
Yes.
and your dad have made it up onto boards. So the Stylianou name is very well represented within South African clay target shooting. We fast forward now. You moved to Cyprus in the mid 90s.
Right. We moved to Cyprus in 94, 95. Okay. And I joined the shooting club, started shooting here. And I think it was in 2012, 2013, okay, where I got into the business. Before that, I was doing market research, still shooting, never stopped shooting. Okay. But then in 2012, we got a little room at the shooting club, turned it into a shop.
So yes, running SS guns, obviously for Stelio Stylianou, and on his Krieghoff, because he is the Krieghoff agent for Cyprus. He also has a beautiful SS. It is one of the most beautiful Krieghoffs I've ever actually seen in person myself. But and anybody who's met Stelio, and I think will attest to this, if you have met Stelio once and you've shaken his hand once, you've basically part of the family because at the recent FITASC World Sporting Championships, obviously being the Krieghoff agent in Cyprus, he had a stall there, and it was the busiest stall at the whole place. That's the beautiful thing about the sport of ours. It's basically family that we have all over the world.
Um, Look, when I got into this and opened up the business, okay, for me, it's just to share the passion. If you love the sport, you meet people with the same passion, the same mentality, okay, and it's just fun to be around. And okay, like in everything, you're going to get people you don't get along with, people you do. But I find in shooting, there's just a different vibe of people. It's a different level of people. Okay. In when I got the Krieghoff dealership in 14, okay, very proud to represent all over the world. And it just makes it good fun. And that's the nice thing about shooting. Now, it's not just sporting. I find sporting shooters are quite, they have a different way of working. I also did my ISSF referee. I've refereed at World Cups, European Championships, World Championships. Okay. Again, different mindset amongst the Olympic disciplines, but off the range, you just meet a great bunch of people.
Yeah.
And that's what makes the sport so interesting. And on top of that, it's not like other sports in the world in the sense that, you saw it at the World Championships. You're rubbing shoulders with the best shooters in the world. You have access to the hierarchy, the greats of shooting. And just sharing their stories, listening to them, it makes the sport real.
Yeah.
And that's what it's all about.
Yeah. I mean, I always tell guys, no matter how much golf I play, I will never be able to tee it up at the Masters.
No.
I've stood in the exact same peg and I've aimed at the exact same targets that the world champion shot at. And
Yep.
it's
Yep.
very rare that you can do that. So and that's what makes our sport so great.
Exactly. That's the sporting vibe. Okay. And I'll never forget refereeing at a World Cup. I think it was here in Cyprus. Okay. Out of the 6 guys shooting trap, 5 of them were Olympic medalists. And you just sit there and think, wow, different level. And
Yeah.
that's the nice thing about shooting. Listen, it's not cheap, okay? But you get access to the best, and you have fun, and you share the passion with the best in the world. And that's what makes the sport.
So let's talk a little bit about shooting in Cyprus because it really blew my mind. I mean, my dad, as you know, was a sporting
Mm,
referee and was involved in a
yep,
European sporting championships on Cyprus. Actually, not far from where we shot this year at Kornos.
yep.
It was just Los Filoti, which is just down the road, about 5 km. The range we shot at this year and that range at Los Filoti are not actually official shooting ranges. They built them
No,
specially
no,
for the
no,
world
no.
champs.
I think it was 95 when your dad came over, okay? And we had the Europeans there. Now, there was no shooting club there, but we were given access by the government to be able to set up the ranges. And it was the same this year in Gornos. There is no shooting club there now, okay? And we got the access, we got given access to it. The guys came up, Jamie and Ben did an excellent job setting the ranges, okay? But they finished, competition finished, and we moved out from there. But you've seen it. There's 3 huge shooting clubs in Cyprus. Huge in the sense you've got at least 10 sporting and compact layouts. You've got, I think, 4 in Nicosia anyway, Skeet layouts, 4 trap layouts, 5 combined layouts in Larnaca. You have 3 world-class shooting clubs. And why do I say world-class? Because Limassol has hosted world and European sporting championships, okay, on numerous occasions. Nicosia has hosted world and European sporting, compact, trap, and skeet. And the same with Larnaca, hosted, World Cup, trap and skeet, European trap and skeet. And to think that we're a small island, okay, population being almost 1 million, if that, okay, the passion for shooting is phenomenal. And in respect, there has been some success in the past, especially with skeet. We've had world champion seniors, world champion juniors, and it's always been a lovely location to get people to come to a competition. I mean, it's primarily tourist orientated. So you've got the hotels, you've got accessibility, airport, everything. And shooting in Cyprus is just unbelievable. Unbelievable. We have these 3 world-class shooting clubs within 80 kilometers of each other.
Yeah.
I mean, Andre, I remember driving 140 kilometers on a Saturday afternoon from Welkom to go to Macaw Gun Club, okay, in Bloemfontein. It was like a shooting club was miles away. And then when I moved to Cyprus, I thought, what the hell is going on? And it's just brilliant. Last weekend, we have the Cyprus Grand Prix Compact. There's I checked the scores now, it's about 198 entries, okay, for the compact. And then there was the sporting, which is going to have 180, 190 entries as well. And it's like from 25, 26 different countries. And you've got all the big guys are here. Windsor's here, Andres is here, Bardot, Ovray. They're all here.
Yeah.
And they were here 2 months ago for the World Championships, and they come back. The nice thing was you've got 200 compact, 1 day off, and 200 sporting.
Yeah.
So in 5 days, 400 competitive targets, and they've been set up in Limassol by Lefkios, and it's just the vibe is phenomenal.
Well, I mean, and also I think what makes it easy to get the guys coming back is, I mean, at Limassol before the World Champs, we went and we had a practice day. They put on
Mm,
a
mm,
souvlaki lunch for everybody, free of charge. You just arrive, and I was like, this is next level. It's beautiful
yeah,
surroundings,
yeah,
great clays. We were joking, the South African contingent. So, as you know, in South Africa, compact is the predominant, it's the most popular
yeah.
of the sports. Sporting is taking strain because guys struggle.
No.
We said if we could take the practice ranges at Nicosia that you kindly let me come and
Mm-hmm,
shoot with you,
mm-hmm,
and at Limassol, and if we just took those and put those at any championship in South Africa, their complaints would be
yeah.
next level because the targets are truly challenging. And I think this is why the level of shooting
Andre,
out of Cyprus is so good.
no, I'm going to come back here. We find that we have the space. Sporting was here way before compact. I mean, you remember you mentioned your dad was here in 95. We were shooting sporting.
Yeah.
And then compact developed. And I think compact came along in terms of when there was limited space in shooting clubs.
Yeah.
Okay. But sporting has never lost its vibe in Cyprus.
Yeah.
We had a competition 2 weeks ago, the Cyprus Championships, one of the 7 competitions we have in Nicosia. And we went to the layouts were none of the layouts that you shot when you were here.
No.
We went into the valley next door. Things have changed. It's all, to the level of the World Championships. Nobody shoots it. Nobody goes near it until the day of the competition. Okay. 180 entries. And don't forget, there are times when it gets really hot here, but the passion just never dies. So you've got that. You've got the space to keep sporting going.
Yeah.
Yes, compact is a different ball game. Compact is also a financial plus for shooting clubs. Okay. Yes. You get 6 guys going through in 20 minutes, bam, you got paid. You got the World Championships. You've got the Europeans, or now at the Grand Prix the last week. The guys are there training on those targets for 3-4 days solid, man.
Yeah.
You hear stories of guys flying in for a competition and they'll shoot 10 rounds a day.
Yes. Yes.
In training. You can't do that in sporting.
No.
So from a financial standpoint, the shooting clubs love compact, but sporting, in my opinion anyway, it's the king of shooting. It's just, you've got to be there. It's a different ball game.
Yeah. Well, there's a reason why all of the top shooters from around the world all say like, to win the FITESC sporting is the creme de la creme.
It's just different. It's just different. And I mean, 1 target, 2 targets, and that's it. You finished.
Yeah.
And you've seen it on numerous competitions. Somebody leads day 1, day 2, day 3, drops 2, and that's it.
Yeah.
He's out.
Yeah.
But coming back, Andre, the sport here, the last 2 years, the prices in Cyprus for clays and cartridges have rocketed. I'm sure like everywhere else in the world.
Yeah.
And yet you still have it. Now, the hunting season starts in a month's time. Okay. So you'll get the hunters start coming out now. Okay. And it just brings more life into the shooting club. They're not the guys who are going to shoot 3-4 rounds on a Saturday. They'll come and shoot 25 targets, 50 targets, and have their coffee.
Yeah.
But shooting, shotgun shooting, because that's the only shooting we have in Cyprus, it's a way of life. So it's lovely. I'm really lucky to be here, honestly. When the hunting season starts, there are 50,000 licenses issued.
Wow.
Okay. Out of a total population, we said plus minus 1 million. You're going to get 50,000 licenses issued. Okay. And on the first Sunday, everyone's out there. Somebody who goes hunting. You may not know somebody who goes to shooting club, but you should know somebody who goes hunting. Okay. There's not much to shoot. Fair enough. Okay. But this is just to show you it's part of the culture. It's part of the mentality of doing things. Now, you may disagree with it. There are, all opinions across the spectrum. But this passion, this madness rolls into the shooting clubs. And that's what keeps them going. And there's also a certain amount of funding, I believe, from the Cyprus Sports Administration through to the Olympic disciplines, okay, to keep it active and to keep it going. The shooting clubs are not private in Cyprus, okay? They're owned by the Cyprus Sports Administration, and they are run by the elected management committee.
Okay.
So it's not private.
But now tell me, do you ever get used to the heat?
I remember in Larnaca Shooting Club, shooting at competition, I think it was the last weekend in July. Now, the weather report said it was 43, okay? But we started at 8:30 in the morning and we finished at 4 o'clock in the afternoon shooting 100 FITESC. That's 16 stands, okay? By the end of the day, you just... But then what do? Come on. The other day I was speaking to another guy who came from overseas, and he said to me in his place, at minus 25 degrees, they shoot, and they've got a cabin with a heater in it, okay? And they open the window and shoot and then close the window, okay? Dude, if you don't smell gunpowder and pull the trigger, forget it.
Yeah, exactly. Our shooters are all made.
Yeah, but here it's 47 in July, 45. Think about February, March, April. That's usually when we have World Cups in trap and skeet. Okay. And it's just perfect.
Yeah.
Absolutely perfect.
Yeah.
And that's the nice part about it. I'll never forget there was a World Cup in Nicosia. I think it was 2012 because it was the London Olympics. And it was in March time. Okay. And they had the final of the double trap that day. Okay. Andre, it started snowing. Okay. The mountains across, you've seen the mountains on the other side, were covered in white. The ranges were covered in white. And people were running around taking photos and videos because it's not something they expected.
Yeah.
I mean, it was a one-off thing.
Yes.
Okay, fair enough. But you find a lot of people who come to Cyprus on a shooting holiday, okay, or a training camp. It usually ends by the beginning of May, and then it may begin again in September kind of thing. All right. Even over November, December, you get national teams that will come here and do training because the weather's good. It's much better than when they are. But dude, in the summer, forget about it. But we don't stop, huh? We don't stop.
So, I mean, that was one of when we had the world champs,
Yeah.
it was in the middle of what also coincided with the European heat wave. There were wildfires in
Yes.
the forest. I mean, it
Yes.
was a complete confluence. But for me, I hold Fita Sporting in such high regard that it wouldn't have mattered. Like I sucked the marrow out of every moment. But what it really was incredible for me, and I realized it wasn't just me that it was happening to. The amount of people around the Krieghoff stand and who were wanting a piece of your time, wanting to, can you help? You must have done enough steps in that week to get yourself onto your step counter up for the next
No.
5 months,
Look,
5 years.
I mean, it's just, you know, Phil was there from the factory, Wolfie, Christian. There was a lot of us, okay? And there was just a vibe in that tent.
Yeah.
It was just, and we had the air cooler.
You did
Don't
have
forget
the
the air
air
cooler.
cooler.
Air cooler. Okay. And it was just lovely. It was wow. And Andre, come on. If you enjoy what you're doing, okay. I mean, forget about it. 7 o'clock in the evening, and I was at the pool, whatever, dead. But who cares? It's just one of those occasions where, you know, shooting in Cyprus just rockets onto a different level, you know, and you meet people from all over the world.
Yes.
Okay. And one of the stories I always say is at that competition, at one point, sitting in the tent chatting and laughing, there must have been, you know, like 5, 6 of the top shooters in the world.
Yeah.
And they were just having a laugh. And, you know, some of them weren't even Krieghoff shooters, but it was just a vibe.
Yeah.
Okay. And you know what I really loved is nobody was bitching about their scores. Nobody was discussing the layouts. It was just good banter between them. And again, you know, you stand there and you say, wow.
Now, with that in mind, you and I both shot the same plays that Matteo Delma shot. The score he shot
Yes.
191 out of
Yes.
200 on what for me, I mean, and I know I have not shot nearly much as internationally as you have, but those were not easy targets. That score was incredible.
Look, you can't take it away. It was 2 off, 2 more than Brandon, I think.
Yeah.
Took it in the end. Okay. Excellent performance considering the heat, the conditions. Targets that Jamie set was brilliant. You had Ben running around like a nutter. Okay. You had the local guys assisting and there. It just ran so well.
Yes.
It
So now
was a
tell me,
pity.
being in the Mediterranean, Europe all around you, do you get onto the continent much to do some shooting
No,
on? Not
no,
just too busy
no,
with
no.
the shop and
Uh,
coaching.
Look, yes, it's the shop. Yes, it's in Nicosia. I get a lot of shooting done here. Not as much as I want. Okay. I might be in the shooting club all day, but, you know, I'll do 2, 3 rounds a week kind of thing, if that. Okay. Because I also do a lot of coaching. So I'm on the ranges. I'm not at that level to get onto a plane and go and shoot overseas. I'd love to. But not just yet. I think maybe when I retire, yes. But until then, nah.
Hmm.
It's just, you know, a pity. Always said I wanted to. I've been to France. I've shot in France when I was in the team. Went to EJ Churchill, shot there. did the Dubai thing, but I was a referee in that Al Shiba. Okay.
Yeah.
So you've been around. It's lovely. And hopefully one day I can get to go and shoot the worlds more often.
Yeah. Well, speaking about the Al Shiba, it looks like there are more of these big money events going to the Middle East now. I mean, I see there's one in Abu Dhabi in December.
Alain. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, I mean, the calendar, if anything, is going to get more packed with some of these big money shoots coming in. And you said to me,
Agreed.
even the shoot that
Agreed.
was happening at Limassol last weekend, one of the reasons that it's been so attractive is that
Yeah.
they've actually put some money behind it.
Look, I think there was a total of 104,000 euros down, 5,000 for overall, plus all the way to 15th place. And then there was flash clays and what have you. Okay. It's going to happen. It's going to happen.
Yeah.
But it's not the World Championships.
No, it's not the World Championship.
It's not. It's not. In 2013, when they had the first Nadal Shiba shoot, okay, that's when Gavin won.
Gavin won it, yes.
I mean, there was a lot of money down, dude. It just was crazy. But it wasn't just that. It was the targets. It was the hospitality. It was the food. It was just a different vibe. And running around the desert shooting was just way out. Okay. The big money shoots are going to attract. You saw, you spoke with about the Eurocash. Okay. At the end of the day, Andre, there's only going to be one winner.
Yeah.
Okay. It attracts, yes, but I think the underlying thing, it's like the guys that go to the Eurocash. Okay. They know they're going to face targets which are going to be phenomenal. And that's just the way it is. And it happened last year or this year, okay, with Fajera. Yeah. There was some phenomenal stuff out there, man. And you get challenged. And okay, maybe the top 5, 10 go for the money. Okay. Yeah. Everybody else just goes for something totally different. It's what we said earlier. It's for everybody. Yes. So yeah, you can have big money shoots, but at the end of the day, the total product that you're offering the shooters to get them to come and visit you is what's going to make the difference. I mean, everybody. I know friends of mine went and shot at Thomas's place. Okay, the 400.
Yes.
And they just came back and they were in awe of the layouts, the grounds, the organization, the targets. And, we didn't even know who won the competition. I mean, that wasn't even discussed. Everybody was saying what they did. Okay. And what a great time they had. So, yeah, money's coming into the game, but it's the fine tuning of the product.
Yes.
That you're offering, Joe Soap and Andre and Stelio to get them to go out and go and shoot. And that's what it's all about.
Well, Stelio, I think for this episode of the Flying Target podcast, we'll wrap it up there. But I'd just like to end off with saying one of the reasons that so many people come to Cyprus to shoot, you make up a little part of it. Because the man has a heart the size of his bald head. He's a legend. He's a legend. Thank you so much for your time. And I look forward to continuing these chats.
Andrew, thank you. Have a beautiful evening. Enjoy. Much appreciated.